Hello, my wonderful Scorpios. I hope you all are doing amazing. Today I'm going to be tapping into the energies of your love life. So it's going to be your general love reading for the week here. So pretty much whatever comes out for you guys. Alrighty. For my Scorpions. All right, let's see. Okay, so the first card we have for you guys is the Raven, which talks about news. Okay, some sort of clarity that you're gaining. Maybe this person sending you some sort of message, phone call. Either way, you're retaining some sort of information that makes you view this situation or this bond here in a different way. Okay, so, if this person is speaking to you right now, you may be reevaluating how you view this bond, maybe even how you view this person. But I feel like this is actually positive news because it's almost like the light shining through seems like, you guys could be feeling that you're reaching like the end of a tunnel or the light at the end of the tunnel, that sort of thing. But it's bringing some sort of change when it comes to how you view this bond, okay? Now, this is someone who's definitely inquiring about you, okay? Whether it's through friends, whether it's directly to you, asking you questions to get to know you on a deeper level. And if you're like, no, I have history with this person, they're aware of, what it is that I desire from this bond and that sort of thing. If there was some sort of energy shift, they could be testing the waters, so seeing kind of what you're thinking, what you're feeling, how you view them in the situation, especially if they're fearing coming forward or they're fearing some sort of rejection here. Okay, but for the most part, guys, I see that something is coming to light here. You're going to be pleased with what this person tells you, or it's bringing you some sort of clarity. So it's making you feel lighter in a way. It could be that it's something like an answer to a question, something you've been inquiring about for some time. And, it has brought you a lot of confusion where, you're kind of now at a space after you receive this news where you're like, okay, now that makes sense, or I feel better. Okay, let's see. So the mutual energy here is the deer, which talks about power. Interestingly enough, it could be a power battle, right? A little bit of a push and pull energy going on here. Even if you guys are communicating, maybe it's like you're waiting for this person to not reach out, but you're waiting for them to open up about their emotions before you do, and they're kind of waiting for you and that sort of thing. But with the card number 11, it does talk about a mirroring energy, and that's why I say that. It's like, what you're anticipating from this connection is what this person's anticipating from this connection. There could be a lot of similarities between the both of you where it even causes you guys to butt heads sometimes. You know what I mean? You guys could be seeing the number 1111 a lot, but it could also be that there's a lot of hidden emotions here, right? There's a moon in both of those cards, or your first two cards, I should say. But there is this energy of wanting to release that or reveal that emotion, but it's also this energy of a waiting period. So that's why I gave you guys that generic example of, you both are thinking about the suppressed emotion. You both want to have a heart-to-heart conversation, but it's almost like, okay, well, who's going to do it first, right? That's what I sense here. Mutually, you guys do view this connection to be in a very fragile state. So maybe it's that in the past there was some sort of disagreement, or you feel like there was a lot of hurt that took place. So now you're viewing it to be in more of like a fragile, state where you're like, okay, being very careful with not only what you say, but also what you expect here. And even if it's about telling the truth, you may be very cautious about your delivery, or this is your person's energy, right? You guys are going to know your situation better than I will, but the middle cards are, the mutual energy. Beauty. So we have the swan. Okay, so the outcome here seems to be something very positive, something that you guys have been anticipating. But let's touch on how your person views you right now. How they view you is someone who believed in them or believed in the connection even when a lot of things were unknown. You're definitely someone who gave this person the benefit of the doubt. I do see that because the blindfold is sometimes symbolic for having a lot of hope for the future, even if you can't tell what is going to happen in the future. It's almost like believing in what you can't see. So, they admire this about you. Something else they admire about you is, your beauty, because this card talks about beauty. So maybe, some of my lovely Scorpios, you guys have very distinctive features, right? So if it's something on the physical, maybe your hair, your eyes, right? The mysterious kind of energy that you give off, or it's something internal, right? Internal beauty as in, again, how patient you are, how nurturing, how giving you are to this connection here, where when you draw your energy back, of course they're going to feel your absence. So what I see is this person admires you a lot, and this is someone who feels like you're also very effortlessly attractive, right? The beauty card talks about when you don't need to really try too hard, but you're still viewed as someone who's very beautiful. And this is what this person admires about you. Okay, let's see. And you know what, Scorpio, I feel like for some of you, there's this energy of this person feeling like there's always more to you. Like they learn so much about you. Like you have so many layers, kind of like an onion, right? Like it's like learning so much about you as time goes on. It's like never ending, but in a positive way, right? It's always like, but wait, there's more. You know what I mean? That kind of energy. Okay, news, let's see. You're going to figure out why things didn't work out in the past here with that Ace of Cups in reverse. You're also going to gain some clarity as to why this person's emotions were suppressed. That's what I see is going to be that very thing that brings you guys clarity. Now, with the Ace of Cups in reverse, it talks about a failed offer. It doesn't talk about feelings that have changed because it's clearly something your person is still thinking about, okay? Now, when they think about expressing their emotions to you, they think about how they can do it differently. So pretty much touching on what I was saying before, heavy emphasis on the delivery of what they're saying. It's not even about what they're saying, but how they say it to you. They feel that they were perceived in a wrongful way, or maybe they feel that they didn't explain their self in the best manner, so you perceive them in a light that they didn't want to be viewed in, right? So definitely trying to clear up some sort of misunderstanding here. Very upset for the love lost, because that's what the Ace of Cups is in reverse, or the opportunity that was available for them to show you their emotions, but maybe they chose not to act on it at that time. Okay, let's see. Mutually, there's this focus on how are we going to have things be stable, especially after a period of many of you feeling that in the past there was a lack of effort, or it was very one-sided. When you have the King of Pentacles in reverse, maybe some of you view this person or you feel like they portrayed themselves to be able to offer you more stability than they were able to do so at the time. Okay, so whether it's a facade, whether it's there was something going on in this person's, your person's personal life, but they didn't want to let you know, right? But then it resulted in you either, raising some sort of suspicion or you questioning the authenticity of their emotions. It's like the King of Pentacles in reverse doesn't always have to be someone who's not able to offer you stability. It could be someone who's not able to offer you stability during the time, or because there's something else going on where it's affecting their stability. Like if they were looking for a job, example, or maybe they were still in maybe not a certain living situation. It's someone who is lacking some sort of stability in other areas of their life, and they were projecting that onto the bond here, is what I see. Some of you may be involved with a water sign like yourself, so another Scorpio, a Pisces or a Cancer, or an Earth sign. Okay, so Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn. You know what's very interesting? The King of Pentacles in reverse is clarifying the power card. It's almost like there's this power battle when it comes to stability. It's like, okay, am I doing the right thing? Is this enough effort? Okay. And then it's like maybe one party feels like they do a lot, but it's not appreciated. You know what I mean? Like there's some sort of struggle here when it comes to attaining the stability, and maybe attaining the stability is not the hard part, but maintaining it, right? Could be the difficult aspect of that. This person thinks about you a whole lot, okay? I wouldn't be surprised if they were losing sleep. This could mean loss of appetite, or just feeling like the things you have to do on a daily basis become so tedious because you're stressed out about a situation. That's what the Nine of Swords talks about. So not only are they going back and forth in their mind about you, I feel like it's like a major loss that they feel. Like they admire you so much, they have so much love for you, that the Nine of Swords is like when you think about something so much. So I'll give you two different scenarios. It's either this person is very stressed about the situation to the point where they're just kind of thinking about it, and they're going in circles but not really coming to a conclusion, or they are up in their head, right? About what was done wrong, and what they weren't able to offer you, but they're more focused on how you maybe view the situation right now, maybe how you perceive them at this time. Like there's a major focus on you in this spread here, Scorpio, is what I see. What does Scorpio think? What does Scorpio feel? And maybe, for you, Scorpio, you're like, okay, well, what do you feel? What do you think? You need to get to the bottom of that before we come together and have a conversation that could potentially lead to, progress. So a lot of back and forth thinking, a lot of stressed out energy, and this person feels very rejected. And it could be because you're in a space of detaching, or maybe you feel like you're not reaching, you're not supposed to be the one to reach out. Because when we see the Power card, as we touched on earlier, there is a power battle going on, right? Maybe a little bit of stubborn energy, or you just feel like you have a legitimate excuse as to why you shouldn't be reaching out at this time. But it stresses this person out because they're having a hard time decoding you, or I don't know if decode's the right word, but it's more so about someone who's trying to read you, read your feelings and your thoughts, and they're having a hard time doing so. And it stresses them out because how this person sees it is they're looking at the worst case scenario. They maybe you're like, you know what, I'm not going to even reject this person. I'm actually open to have a conversation. But in their mind, they're looking at it as, if I speak, I'm going to cause more hurt for myself. Like it's someone who's fearing taking the next step. And it's because there's too much of a focus on the past here. There's too much of a focus of what they couldn't do. And more than what they couldn't do, they're more focused on what that resulted in. And that resulted in you perceiving them in a way, in an unstable, like someone who lacks a bit of stability. So they're more focused that you view them as someone who's, lacking stability, or not able to provide, or, stability is going to be different for all of you, right? It's defined by, you guys. So again, I feel like they're very stressed out about how you view them. It's almost like an energy of embarrassment, kind of a shameful feeling is what I feel. Okay, Ace of Cups. Let's see. So we have the Seven of Wands here. So I feel like many of you have set clear boundaries after a failed love offer. It's almost like if you were anticipating something to happen, the reason why you have your guards up right now is because you feel like you have no choice but to protect your heart. Totally get it here, Scorpio, but I do feel like your person, this may result in your person feeling like you don't want to hear from them. And if that's the message you're trying to send across, then totally fine again, guys, right? But, for those of you that want to have a conversation with this person, if it's blocked communication, or if there's a way you can be a little bit more open, that may be the advice here, whether that message applies to you or your person here, right, Scorpio? Because again, you guys are going to know your situation better than I will. I'm just reading both energies. Now, there is a fine line between setting clear boundaries and having an entire guard up. Okay, that's the energy behind this card as well. So, maybe, you need to set healthy boundaries here in order to put yourself first and feel at ease. But there's also this energy of, again, introducing a tad bit of openness so that you guys can come together. Because the next card, we have this power battle. So if both of you are in a very guarded energy, you both are still continuing to wonder, well, who is it going to be? Who is going to reach out, or who is going to bring it up first if you guys are already communicating? Okay. So many of you want the truth from this person with that Queen of Swords energy, but with that King of Pentacles in reverse, like, you're definitely still open to have a conversation. Here's how I see it, like Scorpio. You may have a lot of boundaries right now, okay? You're protecting your heart. We've established that. But with the Queen of Swords, you're still open to have a conversation. You just want to have a truthful conversation. But the Queen of Swords can be viewed in two ways, right? So it could be someone who's moving in a very illogical kind of way. They're kind of, being very practical about things. They're desiring the truth. Okay, so you can view the Queen of Swords like that. Or you can view her to be someone who is completely closed off and who's completely not open or available for a conversation. And I'll tell you why. The Queen of Swords is not someone who will get off her throne. Again, guys, no gender, but it's not someone who will get off their throne here, right? It's someone who is not closed off. They're open to a conversation, but the reason why they're viewed as closed off is because they're not going to make the first move. So how I see your person viewing you is either of those ways, right? So that's why I explained both of those energies. But for many of you, I feel like it's more of they feel you're closed off to the situation or you don't want to speak right now. And again, this could be the reason why you feel misunderstood. You feel like you standing up for yourself is being interpreted in a form of anger when you're really not trying to be angry. You're just trying to have a much needed conversation. This may be your way of telling this person, hey, you need to come forward with the truth so we can have that much needed conversation. But your person may be perceiving it as, oh, well, Scorpio doesn't want to talk to me at all because, well, I mean, they haven't reached out to me, they haven't, spoke to me. So I do see where that power battle feeling can be created. Okay, guys? Nine of Swords. So we have the Three of Cups here in reverse. Okay, so what does this mean? Many of you could be stressed about, I'm going to break down this energy, okay, because I'm getting a couple of different downloads. And of course, guys, I'm reading for many of you. So not all of you are going to be in the same situation. Now, for those of you that know you're in a third-party situation, there is some sort of stress correlating to the end of a third-party situation because the Three of Cups is in reverse. So either a third-party situation coming to an end, someone feeling like they made the wrong decision, right? There could be stress, pertaining to that. Now, if you're like, nope, that's not my situation, it could be that your person is very stressed about how you guys are going to get to a place that is like smoother sailing, because the Three of Cups talks about celebration. It talks about being happy. Could even talk about like going out on a date to celebrate something. So they're kind of wondering, how do I get to that point? How do I get to a point of happiness, or have this bond be in a more easier space or easier going space than it is right now? Because here's how I see it. With the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Swords there, what your person is more, or there's a heavy emphasis, right? What they're more focused on is how you are acting towards them right now. And they feel like there's some sort of lack of interest, okay? And again, guys, like I mentioned, it could just be them perceiving you in the wrong manner. I'm not saying that you're angry. I'm not saying that you're not open to a conversation. It's just how this person views views you at this time. They're very afraid of your response, or they're fearing rejection. That's really how I see it here, guys. It's someone who's very stressed about how to reverse things, how to get things to a happier space, like I mentioned. So let's see if I can get you guys a closing card. Alrighty. So we have the squirrel, preparation, get ready for big changes. Exactly what I was talking about. This news bringing in some sort of massive change here. And I see this being a very positive, closing card here. Here's what I will say. If you guys are wondering, like, what about the future outcome? Like, what's my advice here? Again, I can't tell you what to do. You have free will, right, guys? But here's what I will say. If you are open to have a conversation with this person, okay, there needs to be a little bit more openness or an energy of giving in. And hey, Scorpio, I'm not saying you have to be the only one to give in. I feel like it's a two-way street. Okay, I'm just kind of telling you guys how things can play out here. Now, if you are feeling that you don't want to speak to this person, you want to close out this cycle, your changes could be occurring within yourself or somewhere new. That's what I see here, okay? What I will say is prepare for the unexpected. When you guys have this card, and it's not in a negative way, it's just preparing for maybe even something you felt that wouldn't happen. It's like when you think about something in a negative way, maybe that's what's going to manifest for you. But when you think about it in a positive way, it will come in for you. But sometimes we ask for things when we're not ready for them. So make sure what you're manifesting, which is going to differ for all of you, you're making room for it, whether it's change with this person, whether it's to stop thinking about it but do something about it, but I do see that the news could be this much needed conversation, the truth coming in, but it's going to change how you view this situation, or it's going to make you reevaluate the perspective that you have of this person. Okay, and for some of you, you could be watching my reading while this is already happening, so just keep that in mind as well, because energies are fluid. So my wonderful Scorpios, I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.